In this video, we're going to talk about getting educated. So getting educated does not mean you have to go and get a master's degree in something. I mean, those things are really expensive. What it means is it's important to understand what is required and what is involved before getting started. And you can do this by simply hiring a professional. So while looking for a professional, you want to keep 4 things in mind. First, they should be qualified in the area you're seeking help in. Secondly, they should have experience in the area you're seeking help in. Thirdly, they should have social proof, so other clients, testimonials, stories, something like that that shows you that what they're doing actually works. And fourth, you should be able to hire them directly. And I could actually add in a 5th one just while I'm thinking about it, is that person who you hire directly should be educating you. So when it comes to health and well-being and body transformation and strength programming and stuff like that, it can be beneficial to join an online program. There's nothing really wrong with it, but what's going to happen is you're probably not going to get educated. And without the education, you can't get off the hamster wheel of actually having hire someone, do a diet, fall off the wagon. So once you get a professional, you're off the hamster wagon, because that person should have the goal of educating you so that you're not going to need them anymore. So for example, myself with my clients, because I'm very busy, I have zero intention of keeping my clients for as long as possible. I'm just trying to give them all the information that they need so that they are self-sufficient. And when they're ready, they can go off on their own. Okay, so that should always be the goal of your coach or the person that you hire. So don't ever underestimate somebody's motivation to withhold information from you in order to make a profit. There's a lot of ways to make money out there online, requiring not that much effort and really no qualification and expertise, and these people will capitalize on your naivety if they can. One of the examples of this is drugs in the female fitness community. So many of your favorite athletes, if you're somebody who follows them, probably takes steroids, and there are other substances that they take as well, but it's one of those like collective lies, where what these people achieve is actually impossible naturally. It's impossible to maintain it. It's impossible to achieve it in the first place. It's impossible to achieve it in the time frames they're achieving it in. It's impossible to lift as much as they lift. There are exceptions, absolutely, and you should always do your due diligence if you're curious about this kind of thing. But just understand that withholding information is absolutely something that is done, and not everything that is sold to you is achievable. So by hiring someone who's like a one-on-one coach, doesn't have to be a coach, it can be anything, like a dietitian, a nutritionist, a naturopath, a life coach, or whatever it is that you're looking for. By doing that, you actually have contact with this person directly. So you can ask them questions. Everything will be tailored to you personally, and you can learn why you're doing what you're doing, what you need to do, how long you need to do it for, what it's going to look like, what your future is going to look like, and that person's going to be grabbing all the information from your past and putting it together for something for you individually. They can also help you set realistic goals. And there's quite a few good, solid, educational businesses out there now in the fitness industry and the nutrition kind of world. And I would absolutely encourage you to seek those out. And I would always probably try and choose to follow those over someone like an influencer who just has a nice body. So having a nice body has absolutely nothing to do with expertise and a lot to do with someone's athletic capacity, which can be genetic plus effort, right? So it doesn't mean that they're experts at what they do. They often have a team of experts that help them do what they do. And I would be following those people, but just a little bit of a way to kind of decipher. So just a quick way that you can decipher this kind of thing is to have a look out for the following. So the business will mostly be based on client results and education. So as you see their posts, whether it be a blog post, a video, social media, things like that, a lot of it's going to be centered around the clients that they work with, because they will have a lot, and it will be focused around educating you. So when you read something, it won't just be like a picture of their bum saying, be the best person you can be, because that's not educational. And the picture of their bum, it's not really adding anything to your life. It's not helping you understand what you're going to do better. It's just trying to get you to go, oh my God, what a nice bum, go on her website and then buy her program. I'm being a little bit ridiculous here because probably none of you actually go that far, but I'm just saying it as an example. Hey, they probably won't have 1 million followers because you really have to work the algorithm for that. And the algorithm is not really built around education. It's really built around like everything else is, like sex sells. So a woman who posts lots of provocative fitness content is probably going to be more successful than somebody who doesn't. So somebody who has their bum the cover of all their reels and their videos and their photos and all lots of photo shoots and lots of boob shoots and stuff like that, they're probably going to do better on the algorithm than somebody who's not doing that. And then thirdly, like their education will resonate for you. So it'll just sort of sound like, oh yeah, that makes sense, you know, because I don't know, it's one of those things that you kind of learn, like the longer you dive into a topic, the more you start to be able to decipher what is true from what is not, because truth always feels different. It always lands differently. So as you're listening to somebody, you should think, are they telling me what I want to hear? Are they telling me what I have to hear? Because if they're telling you what you have to hear, this is the kind of person you want to follow. Fourthly, it's highly unlikely there'll be heaps of sexualized pictures on the account. They will have some kind of qualification. If things they say sound too good to be true, they probably are. You know, they didn't just eat avocado toast to get the body that they have. And if they're a WBFF or IFBB Pro, it is highly likely they have taken drugs. And yes, again, there are outliers, but I can guarantee you that they are not all outliers. Okay, so I hope you find this helpful. Just remember, education is key. So you don't necessarily have to learn how to diet yourself. That's not what you're trying to learn. You're just trying to learn how the mechanics of this industry work. So what is diet culture and what is healthy lifestyle? What is wishful thinking and what is reality? What is possible? What is not possible? It's just things like that. So you just want to get a little bit more grounded in what you can achieve for yourself personally so that you can actually set those goals, achieve them, and walk away feeling amazing. So always remember that when you do set out on some type of lifestyle transformation, it is going to have a benefit in a mass amount of ways. So it'll improve your physical health, your mental health, your gut health, your sleep, your endurance, your relationships with your friends and family, assuming they're supportive of you, your ability to set boundaries, because as you become stronger and healthier, you start to stand up for what is good for you, your relationship with your appearance. So if you feel good on the inside, you tend to not worry so much about the outside, and just your general well-being improves. You've got skills that you can take with you for life, and these are priceless. Okay, and just to highlight again, if you do hire a professional, ask them to educate you. They'll either be doing it naturally or they might just be really in their groove and kind of forgetting. So just say, hey, could you please explain to me why we're doing this process? Hi, could you please explain why I'm eating more for a while? Or, you know, why did we take squats out of our program? Could you let me know why you've done that? You know, because I guess it's kind of a good way of working out and building a relationship with that person to the point where they're going to go out of their way to educate you and make it a habit. And then also, like I said, you can learn along the way. So personally, I have had so many professionals along the way, and I do this exact same process. You know, I go there, I feel them out. It's always by referral. I've generally met them through somebody else who's bragging about them, you know, and I'll go in there and I'll be like, how can you help me? What is your approach? What do you think is wrong with me? You know, what kind of time frame are we looking at here? What can I achieve personally? You know, so I'll kind of go in there, play dumb a little bit, and then really trying to get a gauge of who they are without me prompting them. And then that always tells me if they're a really good fit. So some people I've seen like 2 or 3 times, and then others, like say my chiropractor, I've been seeing him for 16 years now, because every time I go, I learn something new, but I get educated. So if he tells me, you know, to go on some type of elimination diet or something, I'll do that. I'll look it up a little bit, kind of suss it out. I'll go back to him and talk to him about it. You know, I'll say, why am I doing this? And he will explain it to me, which is why I actually follow what he says. You know, so getting educated, very good tip for getting lasting results. And I'll see you in the next video.